Howdy folks, and welcome back to UglyDogLures. On today's episode, we're going to clean an airbrush, ugly dog style. This is the way that I clean my brush, and let's just jump right on in here. Today we're going to be cleaning the Iwata HPCS. I have a kit that I bought at Hobby Lobby from Iwata, and it has everything you need in it to clean your brush. I think it was $34.99, and then it was 40% off. So about 20 bucks, a little less for this kit. So let's just jump right on in here, and I'll go through this, how I'll work all this step by step. I have airbrush cleaner right here. It's a Medea, and it comes with the kit. So I'm going to pour a little bit in here, because that's what we're going to be using. And you need to do a really thorough cleaning on your airbrush pretty often, and not let the paint build up inside of it to where you have to spend hours cleaning it like I used to do. I learned my lesson, folks. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take and start taking the thing apart and laying it in that cleaner just like that right there.
Just move your box over.
So one thing when you're putting your airbrush back together, just snug everything. Do not over tighten it. You'll ruin the O-rings in it. I learned that the hard way too. So let's let my mistakes help you not make the same mistakes. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our back off. We're going to pull our needle out, and that needle, you have to lube that needle often and keep that needle clean. And I've been spraying this morning, folks. That's why my needle's dirty. But we'll take care of that in a minute. And my brush, see, I pulled the nozzle off. All you got to do to take that nozzle off is just put your thumb here and just push. Just push up a little bit. I'm talking to this camera up here.
You're talking to me, you goofball.
So it's very easy. And then I have this little bitty wrench that comes with the kit, and you can actually take the tip off of this, just like that, and just unscrew that tip. I have already cleaned that, so I'm not going to take it off, and I'm just going to clean the whole thing together. That's the way that I do things a lot of times. So we got all that took apart now. Now, you take you one of these pipe cleaners, just like this right here, folks. You just dip it in here in that thinner cleaner. Iwata cleaner is what it is. And you just take that pipe cleaner and start cleaning. And you can see when stuff comes out. This brush is actually pretty dang clean. So, it's not going to have much that comes out. I'm just doing a tutorial on how I clean my airbrushes. And I just scrub up in there. Then I have this little bitty brush. And I'll take my brush after I do that, and I'll just start scrubbing. And clean that brush off. Scrub some more. You see that little bit of paint coming out on there? See that brush change colors? And you just clean it off and go back in there and do some more. Okay, and I use my magnifier, and I look down in there, and I look down in there, and there's still a little bit of paint left up in there, so let's reach in there and scrub some more. Some of you may not be quite as blind as I am.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. I can see fine far off, but I can't see anything close up without my glasses, so I can still deer hunt, folks. Yeehaw! I'm just going to keep on cleaning. Everybody has their own way to clean their brush, and this is the way that I do it. And I get a lot of baits painted with the brush before I have to go in and rebuild the guts on it. So, because these brushes are not cheap at all. Not these Iwatas. This is the HPCS. So, well, that's looking really good. That's looking really clean up in there now. Now see, on my Neo, which is my little brush that I use for priming, you can take the top off right here, the paint holder off of that. So that feels pretty good right there. Now we got that dude. Let's just start working on these other pieces. Now for our nozzle and tip, same thing. I just go up in here and start cleaning. You can see the end of that change colors. That means it's doing its job. And then when we get to it, I'll show you how I do the final part of it. Remember guys, to always keep that needle lubed all the time. It gets sticky if you don't. And this don't take long. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes to do. I'm going to move that out of my way for a minute. So, it's not nothing to it. Just a little bit of time. Nothing hard about it. So, that one's pretty clean there. Now we're just going to go in here and scrub these out. Now as far as Badger and Sotar and other brushes like that, they got to be the same basics as this one. So it's going to be pretty close on the cleaning on those. I'm just an Iwata man and that's what I like. So that one's nice and clean. Sometimes you get down here to this tip and you have a little bit more problem. And this brush is a very stiff bristle brush here. So you can get up in there and really work that brush on that nozzle. So give it a really good clean in there. That's where most of your paint's going to get.
It's foamy.
Yep. They're hard to hold on to when they get good and wet like that. So let's dry our nozzle off a little bit and look at it. See there? Don't know if you can see inside there, but that dude is one clean sucker. So now you can go ahead and take and start cleaning the insides. See it coming through? Just like that right there. And then screw it back off of there. Get a little bit more of the Medea cleaner on it. Screw it back on. Pretty simple. I can do it, anybody can do it. That's what my wife said. So.
Why do you always blame me for that kind of stuff?
I
probably did though.
You did. I don't forget all the mean things you tell me.
Boy,
I've let this
list.
set in that cleaner a little bit longer, so let's just go ahead and clean it a little better. This tip and nozzle. Lay it out there to dry. So now that we're to this point, let me put this back up where I'll get chewed out. These are studio wipes, and they're for airbrush cleaning, and they have airbrush cleaner on them. I buy these at Hobby Lobby. So, you know, Hobby Lobby is my life, folks. It's the only place I like to go besides Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop, in the gun shop. Don't forget the gun shop. And I always take and just give my whole brush a good wipe down with these. And dry it off a little bit. And it just cleans it up. It's not something you have to do, it's just something that I do. Go inside there and clean all that up good. And you know, preventative maintenance goes a long ways in life. And if you can look in here, now try to show you, I don't know if it'll pick it up. There's some flakes in there that I cleaned out of that, off of that nozzle. So let's dry this one down. Where we cleaned it up. And let's start reassembling it. Nozzle, you tip on. Come with this piece. And that's what holds the nozzle and tip on. And you come with your tip. Put your tip on. Now that we're to that point, we're going to clean our needle. Always clean your needle. I always clean it going one way. I don't try to do this because you go back and shove that sharp needle in your hand and it hurts. But you can see here where I'm cleaning that.
And how often do you replace those?
These, when you're pulling them apart, always look and make sure your tip's not bent. Other than that, this thing will go until a long, long time.
It seems like I buy a lot of them.
That's because I got a lot of guns.
Oh.
And sometimes I get butterfingered and I drop my gun without no tip on it and I'll bend the needle. So this is actually a 35mm needle that we're cleaning on here. I've got a 5 and I've got a 50.
Oh, so they're different sizes.
Yes.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, they'll blow different.
I knew there was a reason why I bought more than one of them.
And I have a couple over here in this drawer that are still in their boxes, so just in case. Right. Clean that old needle up good. As far as the tip, I wouldn't worry about replacing that tip until it needed it. And you'll be able to tell. Your gun will start spitting and doing funny things. And that's when you replace the tip. And sometimes you replace the damn needle when you do that. So, and then see, I just put a little bit of oil right here on my finger. And that's how I oil my needle. And I do this very often, folks, because I want that thing to work easily in my gun. And I'll lay it right here. Now come back here, and I don't know if anybody else does this, but on your trigger control, I always put a drop of oil and work it back and forth. That way it stays easy and loose and doesn't get stiff. But that's the way that I clean my gun, and we'll keep on going here. Back in with the needle. Back on with the back. Turn my compressor off. Drain the air out of it. We got one more step, folks. The lube that I use, and I hear guys using 3-in-1 oil and just all kinds of different stuff, but I don't use anything but Iwata lube. And it's not cheap, but it lasts a long time because you're only using a drop at a time. And it lasts a long time. So the last step in this is I use 70% alcohol. And I do this often, if you'll notice in my videos. And that's why my brush stays pretty clean. And I put about a quarter of that cup in there. You see how?
No, you gotta move the bottle. Yeah.
You see how that stream's coming out of there now? I don't know if you can really tell on my hand, but you see that? That will clean any excess that's in there out. But don't use anything hotter than 70% because you can damage your O-rings in your brush. So, you see I'm not getting any spitting. That's one of the indicators that you need to clean your brushes when it starts spitting. So,
That's big.
I'm getting high too. Well, that's it.
Now, show your.
Oh, yeah.
Between.
So, look inside. I don't think you can even see it, but inside that cup there's just a couple of flakes in there that I got out of there. So that's a indication that your airbrush has been well took care of. If you fill that cup up, you're not taking good care of your airbrush, folks. So remember, a little preventative maintenance goes a long way on your airbrushes. So that's about all I have to say about airbrushes today. Remember to like, subscribe, and share.
You forgot to do the Windex part.
Oh, okay. Between colors, folks, this is not Windex. It's blue, but it's just a bottle. It is actually windshield washer cleaner. That's what I use, excuse me, between when I'm cleaning my airbrush, between paint colors, is I just use this. It's like a dollar something, $1.49 a gallon or something. It's very cheap and it works very well, and it does not harm your airbrush. So I only use the alcohol when I think that I need it, when I notice a spit or something in my gun, and then I'll use the alcohol. And sometimes you've even seen me use a little bit of reducer in there.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to do that very often.
Yeah, I don't do that very often because that stuff's expensive. It's just a window washer cleaner for your car. That's all it is. So that's how I do that, and that's works very well for me. I know a lot of guys have their own way of doing things, and that's just my way. So.
And it doesn't smell.
No, it don't smell like that alcohol does. That alcohol will knock you out. So remember, folks, to like, subscribe, and share to my video, and hit that thumbs up and that notification bell. And y'all have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you later.
You're not gonna catch it later?
I'm not catching anything except a clean airbrush.